Welcome back, children. Last class we have learned about microbes in industry. So now we covered microbes in household, microbes in industry. Next we'll move on to the microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, microbes in sewage treatment. This is familiar only for us, but little some concept is there, that alone we'll see in detail. So what and all microbes will be involved and what are the treatment procedure we'll see. Microbes in sewage treatment, and here microbes, here treatment of wastewater is done by heterotrophic microbes. Okay, what do you mean by heterotrophic? Because not a cyanobacteria means that is a blue green algae, that is of autotrophic bacteria, but heterotrophic bacteria means like most of the decomposer bacteria. Okay, decomposer bacteria comes under this category. So that is only we are called as heterotrophic microbes. So most of the decomposer bacteria and fungi comes under it comes under the sewage treatment, and it is naturally present in the sewage. So normally these kind of heterotrophic bacteria will be present in the sewage also. Okay, that is only we are using in this technique. And how this sewage treatment can be done means by two treatment, children. Okay, sewage treatment is first primary treatment, second secondary treatment. So primary treatment, P for P, physical treatment. Okay, here there is no role for any microbes at all. Simply we used to remove the bricks or very solid cloths and other things. We used to remove the solid material. No fermentation or no microbes will be involved in this process. That is only we can call it as primary treatment. Here a physical removal of particles from sewage by filtration and sedimentation technique. So we have learned in lower class, filtration means just to filter, with that all solid substance will be filtered over there, and even sedimentation process also we have learned in lower classes, where sedimentation of the solid substance will be there. So by using this primary treatment, only physical treatment, we are removing the solid substances through filtration and sedimentation process. No microbes are involved in the primary treatment. And come to the secondary treatment. Here very important, all those things, aeration, we should give aeration artificially, we should give more air into the sewage treatment, and we have to activate the sludges. Sludges means a waste. Okay, we need to activate the sludges, and we should add most of the anaerobic bacteria. If it is not enough, we should add anaerobic bacteria to digest the sludges which is present in your water. So here three important process will be aeration. We should give continuously agitate the sewage water, thereby this air will be helpful for the digestion process. And also activated sludge, we need to activate the sludge, and we need to activate the anaerobic sludge digester. So these three processes can be done under secondary treatment. After secondary treatment, the waste water will be cleaned, and we can use it for irrigation purpose, or we can mix it with the river. So these two treatment is very important. If not, imagine this world is full of sewage water only, because sewage water is more, and we need to treat with the help of microbes to clean. After cleaning, we can add it to the river water, and and automatically it won't cause any much pollution. So now we are treating the polluted water, and this polluted water become a normal water. Afterwards we can add it to the river or irrigation purpose. That is only we are going to learn detail. So first is primary treatment, second secondary treatment. Next we'll move on to the next slide. So now look at this structure, children. This is the structure of the sewage plant. Okay, this is the structure of sewage plant. Plant, here we are telling it is a unit. Okay, it is a sewage unit to remove the waste. So this is a sewage plant or sewage unit. This picture was given in your NCERT. So now we'll first see in detail primary treatment or physical treatment. Very simple, so I'll go quickly. It involves a physical removal of particles from the sewage through filtration and sedimentation process. So here only by filtration and sedimentation process we are removing the solid substance. And sequential filtration to remove floating debris. So filtration means not only once, we want to continuously filter 2 or 3 or 4 times, automatically it remove the floating debris over the water. And sedimentation means to remove grit. What do you mean by grit? Soil and small pebbles that can be removed by sedimentation. For example, imagine a water, no? So we are keeping in a sewage plant only. So there will be so many tanks. So first, second, third, fourth tank, 4 tank also for filtration. So after filtration, no, again the water will be left for 5, 6, 7th tank. There the water will be left as such, quite. So automatically the solid substances like soil and small pebbles and all will sediment over the bottom place. Okay, and there it was the tank was designed like that. So it will sediment, only the water can able to move, not the soil substance and the pebbles. So it was the setup was designed like that. So only water can, so filtration, all the water in the same force it will come, but in 5th, 6th and 7th tank and all, the water will be coming along with the soil, and there the length moving of water from the tank will be reduced. So only water can be moved, and soil and other grit, other particles, no, pebbles and all will be settled over in the 6th, 7th and 8th tank. So only water, the liquid waste alone will move and not the solid waste. So by doing this method in primary treatment, we are removing the clots, unwanted dead bodies, and also soil, pebbles, and all those solid substance we have removed. Okay, so through primary treatment, now only liquid only will go to the secondary treatment. So all solids that settle down from the primary sludge, okay, primary sludge, and the supernatant, only the water, no, water liquid alone it will move, not the any solid substance. That is only we can call it as supernatant. That is only we can call it as supernatant. So what is tube? Imagine this is a test tube. Here I am settling all those solid substance, means what is left over here, no, that is only we can call it as supernatant. So this solid substance and all will settle down, only the supernatant will move to the next level. So forms the effluent. So what do you mean by effluent, children? Supernatant forms the effluent. Effluent is nothing but the liquid waste. Okay, effluent is nothing but the liquid waste. Liquid waste only we can call it as effluent, and it can be again the liquid waste can be treated with the secondary treatment, and it is ready for mixing with the river. Is that clear, children? So primary treatment, physically through filtration, sedimentation, we have removed the solid substance, and now only supernatant, only the liquid waste, that is effluent. Liquid waste means effluent. Only the effluent will go to the secondary treatment for its further purification. So this is the overall view, children. So how it can be, we saw over the aerial view, no, we saw the aerial view in our NCERT book also, in this slide also. This is the inner part of the your sewage plant. Now look at this first one, okay, primary treatment. Now the water is coming, raw sewage containing solid waste, liquid waste along with water, everything it is containing, it is coming through the tube. Okay, we are connecting with the large tank only. Now for here, for your understanding, they are giving like a pipe like structure, but it will come in a very huge tank. So and it was screened for so much of clots, dead bodies, waste, other big solid waste. And again it is coming to the comminator means, and this will be rotate frequently, and it will help to remove the water from the solid waste. And afterwards it was passed on to the grit chamber, and the grit chamber, no, now look at this grit chamber. Now this is grit chamber, and here all those small pebbles and solids and all will be filtered out, and only the supernatant, okay, and what we can see in the water level, no, that is alone will move to the secondary clarifier. So that is only we can call it as primary effluent. So what is primary effluent? A liquid waste, not a solid waste, not a solid waste sewage, only the liquid waste sewage we can call it as primary effluent. So only the liquid waste is passing through the secondary treatment. So now the remaining grit and all was disposed, and even the primary sludge, no, it can be removed for further disposal. And your primary effluent is passing through the secondary treatment, where it was connected with the air compressor, because here it was agitated. In this process, now here agitator will be fixed. Agitator is equipment where it used to continually agitate, like how it used to mix, okay, together, because liquid waste means at a time it will settle down, no? So once it will settle down, that's all. We need a pure water, no? Again it will come along with the next water, again it will come. So it need to be continuously mixed thoroughly. So that work was done by agitator, which will be in the secondary treatment. And air compressor will be there to give more air, because here in that anaerobic bacteria also will be work, aerobic bacteria also will be work, and fungi also will be work. So we need to give more water, more oxygen for the better treatment. And afterwards it is coming through the secondary clarifier. In that also, because after digestion by the microbes, even the waste will be drawn, no? That waste will be again collected, and the remaining is secondary effluent. Secondary effluent, that is, no, in that again we should add some chemicals like chlorine. That is only we can call it as disinfectant, and we can add liquid ozone also. Okay, liquid ozone also act as a good disinfectant, but it is little costly. So normally panchayat and all, they used to go for chlorine. That is only we can call it as disinfectant. So that disinfectant can be added only in the secondary effluent stage. Afterwards, now the water is ready for irrigation purpose, or for bathing purpose, or to mix with the river. So this is the overall view of the sewage treatment. And here what is the role of microbes? Role of microbes in the secondary treatment, where all your aerobic microbes and anaerobic microbes can be used to digest the liquid waste. That we will see in the forthcoming slide. This picture is clear, children. Next we'll move on to the secondary treatment. Now we know primary treatment. Now look at these, no, like this only so many chambers will be, okay. They leave the waters in so many chambers. They need to cross so many chambers. Now the primary effluent. What is primary effluent? Liquid waste. What is primary effluent? A liquid waste. A primary effluent means it's a liquid waste is passed into a large aeration tank. So this we can call it as large aeration tank. This allows vigorous growth of aerobic microbes into flocs. So what do you mean by flocs, children? Flocs, the definition was given in your book. More amount of bacteria and fungal filament, they mesh, they form a group like structures, okay. They form a mass, like they form a colonies like structures. That is only we can call it as flocs. So this is very interesting, because they need to work. Here the waste is huge, you know. So we need effective microorganisms. We need all kind of microorganisms like aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, and fungi. Everything we need for a better treatment. So here aeration is helping to make to form a flocs. What is flocs? A combination of bacteria and fungi, and anaerobic bacteria and aerobic, everything together they'll form a combination mesh like structures. That is only we can call it as flocs. So flocs can be seen in the secondary treatment, where it was exposed to the aeration. While growing, these microbes consume the major part of the organic matter in the effluent. So we know liquid waste means that is only your effluent. It will contain so many organic matter, because sewage water will contain so much of organic matter. We can see dead plants and animals, and even human excreta and animal excreta, everything they'll contain carbon containing compounds only. So this and all we can call it as organic matter only. So these organic matter can be the food for the decomposers, can be the food for the heterotrophic bacteria. So they will eat all those things, and they'll made into a simpler substances. They'll made into a simpler substance. So once the digestion started, once the digester, sludge digester started, means all microorganisms are activated. That is only we are call it as sludge digester. What do you mean by that? Here all microbes are getting activated. So they started to have the organic material which is present in the sewage water. So because the microorganisms are huge, you know, these microorganisms will clean up the water quickly, because they'll continue life cycle within a day, they'll complete. So they'll produce so many copies of their own. So they'll eat all those sludges which is present in the liquid waste, and this significantly reduces the BOD. What is BOD, children? Biochemical oxygen demand. So this process, sludge digester, this process will help to reduces the BOD, helps to reduces the biochemical oxygen demand of the effluent. So here you want to remember BOD of the effluent was reduced. BOD of the effluent was reduced. So what do you mean by BOD? BOD we can define, you write it children. Is in your book also one definition was given, but you can also write this definition also. BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen needed by aerobic biological organisms. BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen needed. BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen needed by aerobic biological organisms to break down organic material present in the water sample. Organic material which is present in the water sample. So what is BOD? BOD means it is a amount of dissolved oxygen needed by the aerobic biological organisms to break the organic material which is present in the given water sample. So automatically, if more BOD is there, that is called it as pollutant water. If less BOD means that is only polluted free water. Is that clear children? So BOD is term is very important. The condition is also very important. So reduces the BOD of the effluent means reduces the pollution of the water. Here aerobic bacteria started to eat the organic material which is present in the effluent, and they are reducing the organic matter in the water, leads to pollution free water. That is the concept behind BOD. Now BOD is a measure of the organic matter present in the water. A very simple term they have given. BOD is a measure of the organic matter present in the water. So if more BOD is there, that is polluted water. If less BOD is, that is polluted free water. The greater the BOD of waste water, more it is polluting potential. Is that clear children? Please write and keep these lines. And here now look at the slide. No? Once the BOD of sewage water is reduced significantly, the effluent is then passed into a settling tank. So now the BOD level was reduced means the organic waste was reduced, okay, and then it was passed into the settling tank. Now look at this is the settling tank. Now look at this is a settling tank, okay, very huge tank, and here where the bacterial flukes are allowed to sediment. Normally because all those were digested, no? Because again we don't want the bacteria to continue into the normal water. So these water settling area allowed to settle the bacterial flukes, okay, and this sediment is called activated sludge. So afterwards, this sludge can be used as a manure children. Afterwards, this sludge can be used as a manure. So again, they need to be settled down. So this sediment only we can call it as activated sludge. And now here, now look at the slide. A small part of the sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank to serve as the inoculum. So everything when we filter means nothing will be in our liquid water for further cleaning process. And here the whole sludge, imagine the 100% sludge is ready. Okay, after digestion, everything we filtered in the tank. We sedimented in the tank. And the 99% was removed, that can be used as a manure. And the remaining again 1% sludge can be again taken and it was introduced into your water again for further cleaning process. So we are introducing again a small portion, that is only we can call it as inoculum. What do you mean by inoculum? Inoculum means we are introducing again a small portion of sludge into our liquid waste or liquid effluent again, because furthermore the process needs to be completed. So the remaining major part of the sludge is pumped into the large tanks called anaerobic sludge digester. Once again the digestion process will continue. During this digestion, a bacteria produces a mixture of gases such as methane. We all know if it is a carbon compounds, it started to release methane gas and also hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. These gases form biogases that can be taken out. Now look at this. This is a one model structure. Here the sludges were introduced, okay, the sludges were introduced and it started to form a biogas. That gases can be collected separately and the remaining effluent liquid waste from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into the natural water bodies like river and streams, and it can be used as irrigation purpose also. With that, the secondary sewage treatment will finish. Sometime if it is needed, again they will go for tertiary treatment. Again they will add the inoculum. Furthermore process can be continued. Now look at this slide. This is only effluent. So it is written activated sludge. So here we are taking a small portion of the sludge. Again we are introducing into the liquid waste, that is effluent, for further purification. Afterwards we are removing all those gases. Now the water is free from organic compound, bacteria, and we have added disinfectant. Now it is pure and we can use for irrigation or river, or we can add it to the river or streams. So that's all about the microbes in sewage treatment. And what are the two plants was given in NCERT: Ganga Action Plant and Yamuna Action Plant. So microbes play a major role in treating millions of gallons of wastewater every day across the globe. Imagine, there is no microbes, means who will clean all those organic waste? We can remove physically all those solid wastes, but who will remove the liquid waste? No, that liquid waste can be done only with the help of microbes, no other options. So till date, no man-made technology has been able to revive the microbial treatment of sewage. So this microbes is doing a very great job. So that's why we are telling microbes as a friend. So the Ministry of Environment and Forest has initiated Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan to save these major rivers of our country from pollution by using the microbes technique. So under these plans, it is proposed to build a large number of sewage treatment plants so that only treated sewage may be discharged in the river, not the untreated sewage water. If untreated means automatically colibacteria will be more, harmful bacteria will be more. It is all very bad for human beings. So it should be treated with microorganisms, and it can be mixed with the river water. That can be done to solve the sewage treatment. Is that clear, children? So that's all about the microbes in the sewage process. Primary treatment, secondary treatment, and BOD concept is important. More BOD, that is more polluted. Less BOD, that is less polluted. And microbes plays a very important role by forming flocks. Okay, and it can be done by the agitator and air compressor. And what are the two plans was introduced by government? Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan we have learned. So next class or next video we shall start microbes in production of biogas. Thank you, children.